So Jerry Jones was asked about Dak Prescott and a take that has been bouncing around, started by former Fox Sports Radio morning host Stephen A., that Dak is not living up to his contract. And Jerry Jones was asked about that. Now, do you think Jerry Jones, A, refused to answer the question, said no comment, B, said, you know what, that's a great take, yeah, Dak's a bum, or C, slobbered all over Dak Prescott? You want to take a guess which one of those is true? Yeah, I think you know the answer. Well, let's go to the audio tape. Here is Jerry Jones asked about Dak Prescott not living up to his contractual obligations. Here's what he said.
I can say that's not correct. The reason that, not the reason, that's unfair to Dak, unfair to all the other players on the team. But the strength that I look at of our chance to win a championship is Dak and his leadership at that position. But his leadership, but because he plays that position. Let me say it that way. And so I would not, and he didn't expect me to, I'm sure, but I don't think that's accurate. That Dak brings us the separator. But now, does that mean that Dak's going to win every game or make every comeback or every key situation? You can answer that one. Of course not. But by the same token, if you were constructing the possibility of competing for a Super Bowl, I would start on this team. I would start right there with Dak. He's that integral to us really being able to have the year we want to have.
All right, so Jerry, long-winded there, a couple of key points as he called him the separator, Dak Prescott, and waxed on, said a bunch of word salad. So let us discuss the question, have the Cowboys gotten their money's worth from Dak Prescott? We know what Jerry Jones said, but what is the reality of the situation? And the answer is thumbs down on the Cowboys getting their money's worth from Dak Prescott. I've got Quasimodo, incontinence, and clergy. And we will tie these three random things together, and that will be the foundation of this Maller monologue. So, A, Dak Prescott, if you think of the level of success that the Cowboys thought they were going to get from Dak Prescott, he has not come close to that at this point. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Cowboys paid top dollar. They expected him to take off like a rocket, up, and away. And that has not happened. Far too often, Dak Prescott has been the rocket that was a dud. Did not properly ignite. It ends up misfiring in key moments. You know it. I know it. Jerry Jones knows it. Everyone on the Cowboys knows it. The low information fan, though, they don't see it, right? It's more nuanced, right? Because when you get out the calculator and you crunch the numbers, you check the return on equity. And some will say that business is good, so give Dak Prescott some slack. I say phooey is what I say. The Cowboys always sell a lot of merchandise. So people that are basing on the financial value of the Cowboys, it's not because of Dak Prescott. It's because of Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael, the people in the past. Right? The current Cowboys are benefiting. They're the beneficiary of what happened in the past. But the Cowboys always sell a lot of merchandise, always sell a lot of tickets. You don't need Dak Prescott as the face of the Cowboys to be a marketing machine. The Cowboys could have Quasimodo at quarterback, and the sheep will buy thousands of jerseys and posters and you name it. Dak was a middle-of-the-road quarterback when he signed the deal. Now, his numbers have improved in the regular season. However, it's a misnomer to say that is meaningful because Prescott is still in between average and elite during regular season, and you're not getting a great return on investment in key spots. You're paying for USDA prime porterhouse, and you end up with a Salisbury steak. Now, maybe you like that mix of meatloaf and whatnot, but that's not what you paid for. That's not what you paid for. Now, page 2. Is Dak Prescott the separator for the Cowboys? So that's the word that Jerry Jones used, separator. So the dictionary definition of separator is something that keeps two or more things apart. For example, like the Cowboys consistently winning big games. That means that, yes, Dak Prescott is indeed a separator. The facts are the facts, and it has been, I believe, 4 years now, I think I'm right on that, since Dak won a playoff game. And that's it. That's the only accomplishment. And that was a 2-point win against the Seahawks, and Dak did not play well in that game. But Dallas still won. Prescott, here's the thing. He's got bladder issues. In the big moments for the Cowboys in this stretch of years that he's been in Dallas, he's got big game incontinence. It's often involuntary. He's unable to hold his urine in key spots. He ends up wetting the bed, sucking at a time you cannot suck, and we have seen it throughout his career. Substandard play in big moments. Remember the playoff game last year against the Niners when he famously ran out the clock? Bad football IQ on that. Popped up again on Sunday in Green Bay. Couple of interceptions, but he did not finish the game. Fourth quarter and overtime. Did not show up there, did not complete 2 consecutive passes, I believe, at the end of the game there on any drive. And that wasn't even a massively important game. The Packers suck. But Dak still vanished on a cold day at Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. All right, last word. So what did you grade Jerry Jones' answer? We'll go back to the overall answer. We played over a minute of what Jerry had to say. So I would give this on the Maller report card a B+. It's on brand. Jerry Jones, the entire time I've been doing this job, and we've been commenting about random bullcrap that Jerry Jones has said over the years, he's always been the great advocate, the defender, the apologist for his stars. Now, he doesn't do it for everybody with the Cowboys, but for the stars. Not only is Jerry the owner and GM, but he's also in the clergy. He's the minister of misinformation, the back scratcher and bootlicker. All things Cowboys. For reference, he continues to spread disinformation about Zeke Elliott. Acts as giddy as a schoolgirl when talking about his running back from The Ohio State University, even though Tony Pollard has been a much better player for the Cowboys. He's the guy that's got the turbo-powered accelerator for Dallas, but Pollard is not famous. He's not a star. He was a 4th-round pick. He does not have the wad of cash from the Jerry Jones direct payment program. It's pretty simple how that works. And Jerry will rarely admit that he's wrong. Now, most people don't admit they're wrong. I mean, people want to do that. But in this case, it makes him look like a stooge. And with these big contracts, and he's the one that signs the contract. He's the one that decides who gets the contract. He's like a one-man band when it comes to all the big money decisions the Cowboys make, as opposed to other owners who have plausible deniability because they can say, well, it's not my fault, this guy, I just gave that guy the power. But Jones, Jerry, as in Jerry's world, he's pulled out the rope. His hands are tied for now anyway, based on the Elliott and Prescott contracts until after the season. They can then reevaluate the situation to see how things are going.